Hello everyone. So this is sixth lecture of Unit 2, and in this lecture I'll discuss about three-phase controlled rectifier field DC motor drives. So in continuation with the last lecture, first I'll discuss about three-phase semi-converter drive. So in semi-converter, we are having three thyristors and three diodes. These thyristors are turned on at an interval of 120 degree each, and these diodes will conduct whenever they are forward biased. Also, we are having one freewheeling diode that is connected across the armature circuit of the DC motor, and it will provide an alternative path to the current through this armature circuit. Okay, whenever this circuit is disconnected, so freewheeling diode will provide an alternative path to freewheel the current through the armature circuit. Similarly, in the field circuit, either we can have single phase controlled rectifier FET system, or we can have three phase rectifier FET system. Okay, so this drive is useful from 15 horsepower to 150 horsepower drives. Okay, so if we assume continuous current operation, then we can find what will be the average voltage and all, like we had done in first course of the power electronics. So average voltage, you will find that it is 3 root 3 upon 2 pi Vm 1 plus cos alpha. Okay, so this is for semi-converter, three-phase semi-converter, it will be the average voltage. Similarly, we can find what will be the average current. So average current will be average voltage minus back EMF divided by resistance. The average voltage across the armature circuit, armature inductance will be 0. That's why we are not taking that into account. So average current will be armature average voltage minus back EMF voltage divided by armature resistance. So finally, if you substitute average voltage from this expression, that is 3 root 3 upon 2 pi Vm 1 plus cos alpha, we will get this result. Again, this Vm will be the peak voltage that is applied to the thyristor circuit. Okay, if there are star delta connected transformer that is supplying, so we have to take Vm accordingly. Okay, like last class I discussed one problem. There I computed how to take Vm in case of it is delta star connection. Okay. Also, for discontinuous current operation, this expression will not be valid. So we have to find what will be the instantaneous value accordingly. Okay. So this is the first quadrant drive, that is three-phase semi-converter DC motor drive will work only in first quadrant. That is voltage is positive, current is positive. Voltage negative we are not getting because it is semi-converter drive, and also we are having one freewheeling diode. Okay, so negative voltage is not possible. So we are having only motoring operation. Okay, so these are some features. Since only three thyristors are used, the circuit is not expensive, and a simple control circuit is required. Dynamic braking can be performed. That means we have to disconnect the supply and we have to connect one resistor. So whatever energy stored in the armature circuit, that will be dissipated in that resistor and the speed will come down. Operation is in first quadrant only. However, bidirectional rotation can be obtained by reversing field current. Okay, if we in the field circuit we reverse the field current, then flux will become negative and torque will become negative and the speed will get reversed. So here we are having one very simple example. Then there is a three-phase half-controlled thyristor, half-controlled or semi-controlled, the same meaning. Bridge with the 400 volt, three-phase, 50 hertz. Supply is feeding a separately DC motor. Armature resistance is given. Armature rated current is given. And back EMF constant is given. Okay. So this is 0.25 volt per RPM. Okay. Now determine the no load speed if the no load armature current is 5 ampere. So no load speed we have to find at 5 ampere no load current. So if we have to find what will be the speed, then first you have to compute what will be the back EMF. Okay. So average voltage in case of semi-converter controlled rectifier, we are having 3 root 3 upon 2 pi Vm1 plus cos alpha. Okay, 3 root 3 upon 2 pi. Now this is 3 phase. This is given 400 volt. So in a star side, so it is actually delta star fed connection. If it is not given, we have to assume that. So in a star side, it will be 400 upon root 3. Okay, and we want peak value, so we have to multiply by root 2. 1 plus cos firing angle is given 45. So substitute here, we are getting average voltage to be 461 volt. Now we have to find what would be back EMF. So in the armature circuit, we can see that back EMF will be armature voltage minus the armature resistance drop. So 461 armature current, that is no load current, is given to be 5 ampere. Armature resistance is given 0.2 ohm. Substitute these values here. So we are getting 460 volt back EMF. Once we got the back EMF, we can find what will be the speed. So speed will be Ke5. So this value actually given. So this speed will be in RPM because the constant is given 0.25 volt per RPM. Okay. So 460 upon 0.25, we are getting no load speed to be 1840 RPM. Similarly, in second part, we have to determine the firing angle to obtain a speed of 150 RPM at rated current. Rated current is given 100 ampere, and we have to find what will be the firing angle. So RPM is given, that means first we have to compute the back EMF. Once back EMF is known, we can find what will be the firing angle. So back EMF at 1500 RPM. So constant is given 0.25 volt per RPM. Substitute here. So 1500 into this will be 375 volt. And armature voltage will be back EMF plus armature resistance drop. So back EMF we found 375. Armature resistance drop again 100 into 0.2 because our rated current is given to be 100 ampere. So speed by armature voltage we are getting 395 volt. Now substitute in this expression average voltage to the armature 3 root 3 upon 2 pi Vm 1 plus cos alpha. If we substitute these values here, alpha we found to be 62.45 degree. Now I'll discuss about 3-phase full converter drive. So in full converter, we are having 6 thyristors, 3 in the upper side and 3 on the down side. And we are not having any freewheeling diode here. And we are having field circuit. Field circuit again can be fed from single phase or 3-phase control rectifier. Okay. So the circuit diagram is shown here. If the motor armature inductance is large and the firing angle is small, then the armature current is likely to be continuous because large inductance will allow to be the continuous operation. However, with small armature inductance and large firing angle, the armature current may become discontinuous. Okay. So I'll discuss those things. So 3-phase supply is applied on these lines. So say Vm sin omega t here, Vm sin omega t minus 120 here, Vm sin omega t minus 240 on this. So from the upper thyristor, one thyristor will conduct at a time, and from the bottom group, one thyristor will conduct at a time. So those thyristors which are having maximum positive among all the voltages will be in forward bias. That means they can be triggered. Similarly, from the bottom group, whichever having most negative value will be forward bias to be triggered. Okay. So you can see phase VAN, Vm sin omega t. So it is starting from origin. So this is VAN, pi it is 0, then 2 pi again it is 0, like that. Similarly, VBN we can have which is 120 degree lagging. So this is 120 degree, and we can draw waveform like this. Similarly, VCM which is lagging 240 degrees. So this is pi. So this is 60. So 240 degree it is lagging, and we are having VCM like this. Okay. So you can see at this point pi by 6 thyristor 1, it is having maximum positive value. So it is in forward bias and it can be triggered. But we are having some delay angle. Okay, say this is alpha. So at alpha we have triggered. So output voltage will be this one, that is shown in the bold black line. Okay, so it is starting conducting here. We can trigger here. We can trigger here. Okay, this line shows that we can trigger the thyristor. So it will conduct up to here, but the second thyristor is not triggered, so it will continue to be conducting. Okay, because this is RLE circuit and the current is, if current is flowing, the thyristor will not will continue to conduct. Okay, similarly from the bottom group, see here VBN is most negative and it is triggered. Okay, it is conducting. Now at this point VCN, you can see, become most negative, but we are giving some delay, that is alpha. Okay, so it is triggered at this point now. So this will be the waveform. Okay, so what will be at the output? Output will be actually uh, difference of these. Okay, at any point if you want to find what will be the output, so at pi by 6 plus alpha, output will be VAN minus VBN until here. Okay, VN still conduct, but at this point VCN will start conduct, so output will be VAC. So from this point you can say output is VAB, then from this point to this point output will be VAC. Okay, so you can see waveform here, VAB, then VAC, then VBN is starting to conduct and VCN already conducting, so output will be VBN minus VCN. So output you can see here, it is VBC. Okay, so each pulse actually it is pi by 3. So you will find that it is 6 pulse operation. Okay, in a period it is 6 pulse operation. If number of pulses are more, then the harmonic content in the output will be small, or ripple will be small. Okay, so output in this case you can find it is 3 root 3 upon pi Vm cos alpha. So for continuous operation it is 3 root 3 upon pi Vm cos alpha. Like in previous case it was 3 root 3 upon 2 pi, because it was semiconductor based drive. Okay, so it was upon 2 Vm1 plus cos alpha, but in case of full wave fully controlled rectifier, the output voltage will be 3 root 3 upon pi Vm cos alpha. Once we have average armature voltage, we can find what will be average armature current and substitute here, we can find what will be the armature current. Similarly, we can find what will be the case for discontinuous conduction. As you can see here, so current become discontinuous. So output voltage, whenever it is the current is 0, output voltage will be the back EMF voltage. Then whenever it is conducting, as in the previous case, we are having this output voltage 1. Again, if it is current is 0, we are getting back EMF voltage like that. So instantaneous equation we can write as armature voltage will be drop in the armature circuit, drop in the inductance, and back EMF. Okay, if you can see here. So in this circuit actually, if you want to find what will be the instantaneous value, so instantaneous average across the inductor will not be 0. Average will be 0 in a complete cycle, but instantaneous value we can write armature voltage to be drop in this, drop in armature resistance, then back EMF. So substitute what will be VA voltage. So inline voltage actually it is root 3 Vm sin omega t plus 30. So it is leading by 30 degree. IARA plus LA DIA or DT plus K phi omega n. Okay. Now what will be the torque equation? K phi into Ia. Okay. So torque, motor torque we can write dynamic component, and then viscous friction, then load torque. Actually actual load torque. Okay, or useful load torque. Now substitute in this. So first we have to find what will be the average voltage. So you can see it is alpha to alpha plus pi by 6. Okay, so this is from alpha to alpha plus pi by 6 we have to integrate because the period is there, and it is 1 upon pi by 3 root 3 Vm sin omega. So left hand side and right hand side we are integrating. So average voltage that is applied to the armature circuit will be average armature drop plus back EMF. Average inductance drop will be 0, so that part we are not taking. Okay, so this part actually it is 0, so we are having only this part and this part. Okay, so the average voltage is average armature drop and back EMF. So if we are integrating this part, we will get 3 root 3 Vm upon pi cos alpha plus 30 minus cos alpha plus 90, and average voltage across LA is 0. So we can substitute average current to find what will be the average motor torque. Okay, so average motor torque is K phi Ia average. We have to substitute here. That will be V omega m average plus useful load torque. Like in the single phase controlled rectifier fed DC drive, we are also having 3-phase dual converter drive. Okay, to make the drive to operate in. So previous drive actually it was 2 quadrant drive. Okay, it is working in first and fourth quadrant. Okay, now this is we are making it to work in all the 4 quadrants. Okay, so converter 1 it will work in first and fourth quadrant. Okay, because the current cannot be made negative in this case, so positive current and positive negative voltage. So you can see in this plane voltage is positive, voltage is negative, but current is always positive. So this will be the operation of converter 1. If you want to reverse the current operation, we have to connect one anti-parallel thyristor set. Okay, so this converter 2 operation will be in these two. Okay, and whatever firing angle we are choosing here, second thyristors, we can find what will be the firing angle by subtracting from 180. So alpha 1 plus alpha 2 will be 180. So summation of firing angles of converter 1 and converter 2 will be 180. Okay, so first converter the average output voltage, if you are taking continuous current operation, so that will be 3 root 3 Vm upon pi cos alpha 1. Similarly for second bridge, it will be minus 3 root 3 Vm upon pi cos alpha 2, and summation of alpha 1 and alpha 2 will be 180 degree. Okay, so now again there are two modes of operation that can be achieved with the circuit. One is circulating current operating mode. So in that mode actually there will be circulating current between these two thyristor bridge, and non-circulating current mode there will be no path for current to circulate in these two thyristors, among these two thyristors. Okay, so whatever one thyristor will work at a time. So in circulating current mode both the thyristor can be working at the same time. So they are having certain advantages that you can read here. Now I'll take one more example. So there is a 3-phase full converter shown in this figure. Okay, is used to control the speed of a separately excited DC motor like this. So we are having delta here, we are having a star connection at this side, and there is a 3-phase control rectifier that is connected to this DC motor armature. Okay, all these parameters are given. So it is 100 kilowatt, 600 volt, 2000 rpm rated motor. The converter is connected to this. The armature resistance is this one, and the armature circuit inductance is 10 millihenry. The motor constant is given 0.2 volt per rpm. Okay, so with the converter operates as a rectifier, and assuming that the motor current is in continuous and ripple free, we have to determine the no load speed when the firing angle is 0 degree. And so again following the same procedure, so peak voltage, because this is delta star connection, so peak voltage will be 400 upon root 3 times root 2. So we are getting this one. So continuous case, the average voltage is 3 root 3 upon pi Vm cos alpha, substitute all those parameters. So average voltage we are getting 538 cos alpha. Okay, so for alpha 0, if we substitute alpha 0, average voltage will be this. So we can find what will be back EMF. Once back EMF is known, we can find what will be the speed. Okay, so 538 minus 10 into 0.051. Okay, you can see from this parameter, no load current is 10 ampere. So we have to calculate what will be no load speed. We have to substitute this. Armature resistance is given, which is 0.051. So substitute all these parameters. 0.051 into 10, we are getting back EMF to be this. Now constant is given, that is 0.25. So this constant is given 0.25, and back EMF we computed, we can find what will be the RPM. So 2145 RPM. Similarly, alpha is equal to 60. Substitute here, we will find what will be the average voltage. We can find again what will be the back EMF, then we can find what will be the speed. Okay, similarly at full load condition, we can compute what will be the alpha. Thank you. So in next lecture I'll discuss about the transfer function of DC motor. That will be the last topic of unit 2, and I'll give some assignment in next lecture. So you have to solve those assignments in 1 week time. Okay, thank you.